UI rebuilt my life after losing everything. This is going to be a long one, but I need to get this off my chest. Maybe it will help someone out there who's going through something similar. 3 years ago, I, 32 million, had what I thought was the perfect life. Great job as a software developer at a promising startup, beautiful apartment in the city, engaged to my college sweetheart, 31F, and enough savings that we were talking about buying a house. I was one of those annoying people who had it all figured out. Then, in the span of 96 hours, it all fell apart. Monday, our startup failed to secure the next round of funding. CEO called an emergency all hands to announce immediate layoffs, 80% of the company, including me. I wasn't worried though. With my experience, I figured I'd have a new job in no time. Tuesday, found out my fiancée had been cheating on me with her coworker for months. She didn't even try to deny it when I confronted her. Just said she'd fallen out of love and that she'd been trying to find the right time to tell me. 6 years together ended in a 20-minute conversation. Wednesday, the bank called. Turns out my identity had been stolen 3 months earlier, and someone had opened several credit cards in my name. My credit score was in ruins. The apartment I'd been saving for? Not happening. Thursday, my landlord informed me that our building was being sold and converted to condos. I had 60 days to move out. I spent the next 3 days in a haze, barely able to function. Then I called my mom, sobbing like a child. "Come home," she said. So I did. Moving back to my hometown wasn't in my life plan. Neither was sleeping in my childhood bedroom at 32, with the same embarrassing band posters still on the walls. But there I was. The first month was a blur of self-pity and Netflix. I applied half-heartedly to jobs, but couldn't even get interviews. I'd lie awake at night, replaying every mistake, wondering how I'd fucked up so badly. My life had always followed a clear plan. Good grades, good college, good job, good relationship. Now I had nothing, and I had no plan. The turning point came one morning when my mom knocked on my door. "The library needs volunteers," she said. "Just for a few hours. Get out of the house." I almost said no, but something about the look on her face, not pity but disappointment, made me get up. The library needed help organizing a coding class for kids. I showed up, sleep-deprived and unshaven, expecting to just move chairs around. Instead, the coordinator handed me a curriculum. "You're a programmer, right?" The instructor bailed. "These kids have been looking forward to this for weeks." Standing in front of 15 eager faces, ages 8 to 14, I felt like a fraud. What could I possibly teach them when I'd failed at everything? But I started talking about basic coding concepts, and a strange thing happened. I remembered why I loved programming in the first place. By the end of those 2 hours, seeing their excitement when their first lines of code worked, I felt alive again for the first time in months. I kept volunteering. The library offered me a part-time position running their tech programs. It paid barely anything, but it was something. I started looking for developer jobs again, this time with actual effort. Around this time, I met Sarah at one of the library events. She ran a local nonprofit focused on teaching tech skills to underprivileged communities. We started talking shop, then moved on to books, movies, life. Unlike my ex, Sarah had weathered her own storms. A divorce, a career change in her 30s. There was no pretense with her, no perfect facade. 6 months after my life imploded, I landed a remote job with a smaller company. The salary was 30% less than I'd been making, but it was honest work with good people. I found a small apartment in town, nothing fancy, but mine. I continued volunteering on weekends. Sarah and I started dating, slowly, cautiously. We both knew what it was like to have life pull the rug out from under you, so we didn't make grand promises. We just enjoyed each other's company, one day at a time. A year in, something unexpected happened. Some of the teens I'd been teaching had built impressive projects. One particularly bright 16-year-old Malik had coded a simple app to help seniors in our community request assistance with errands. The local paper did a story on it. That story caught the eye of a tech incubator in the nearest big city. They reached out, wanting to know more about our community coding initiative. Before I knew it, Sarah and I were pitching them on expanding our program statewide. We got the funding, I quit my remote job and went all in on what we now called CodeBridge. Sarah and I became co-directors. 2 years later, CodeBridge operates in 12 communities across the state, teaching coding skills and digital literacy to those who wouldn't otherwise have access. Last month, Malik started college on a full computer science scholarship. 4 other students from our first cohort are now in STEM programs. I have a small but comfortable house. Sarah moved in 6 months ago. My life today looks nothing like what I had planned. It's messier, less prestigious, and I make less money. But it's more meaningful than anything I had before. Looking back, I realized that my perfect life was built on a foundation of sand. My identity was tied to external achievements and others' expectations. When those were stripped away, I had to figure out who I really was and what actually mattered to me. If you're in that dark place right now where I was 3 years ago, I won't tell you it gets better because that's not helpful when you're drowning. But I will say this: you are more than your job. You are more than your relationship. You are more than your possessions or your address or your bank account. And sometimes losing everything is the only way to discover what everything really means. Edit. Holy crap, I did not expect this to blow up like it did. Thank you all for the awards and kind comments. To those asking about CodeBridge, we're actually working on expanding to other states next year. And yes, Sarah knows about this post and says hi. Edit 2. A lot of you are asking about identity theft protection. Yes, get it. I learned the hard way. And freeze your credit reports, people.